3 real-life examples of turning negative situations into great teaching and coaching opportunities. Hi, my name is Todd Hendricks. I'm a former teacher, public school administrator, and also a ministry leader. I mentor struggling leaders and help them learn the skills necessary so that they can become effective and respected in whatever roles that they're in. I am also a leadership trainer and coach. This example involves an employee termination. This employee had been making repeated mistakes of increasing severity to the point where it was causing potential legal problems for my client, the employer. So I said to the employer, this presents us an opportunity to give some great teaching points and coachings to the rest of the staff. Okay, how do we do that? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the mistakes that this previous employee had made and use them as teaching points on what not to do and what to do. So we're going to take the mistakes that they made and show these are the negative effects on the organization. This is how it impacts the rest of the employees, and this is what was done in order to make these mistakes. Now you may say, why are you talking about what they did wrong? Well, sometimes you don't have to know the right thing to do, but you really want to know what not to do. And that's what we were presenting to employees. This is what not to do. Now that you've seen what not to do, we're going to show you the right processes and procedures in order for you to do these jobs correctly and not make the same mistakes. Now, we didn't handle this in a negative way or a browbeating way, but just in a very honest and open conversation like, hey, this is what went wrong. We don't want you to do that. We want you to be successful, so we're going to use this as an opportunity to show you the right way to do things. Most of them felt very, very supported by this. This is a way to just have an open, honest conversation with your staff about, hey, this went wrong. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but here's a great opportunity to learn from those mistakes. You've heard me talk before about having just messy conversations and being comfortable in awkward and tension-filled spaces. And this example is exactly that. I was having a conversation with a person who was really going off the rails about a certain TV personality. Oh, this TV personality is blankety blank, and there's this and that, and they're uneducated, and they're dumb, and they don't live their lives right. And I was like, interesting perspective. Now, I didn't really have feelings one way or another about this TV personality, but I was curious as to the motivations and thoughts of this person I was talking to. So I said, well, you said this person isn't living their life right. Can you give me an example of what they're doing wrong in their life? Well, no, you can just tell. Okay. You said this person was really uneducated. Do you know where they went to school, or did they not go to school, or I don't know. Can you tell me? I don't really know if they went to school or not. Oh, okay. All right. No, that's fair. Well, they're really just a horrible person, you said. Have they been in the news of doing some really bad things? Well, I guess not. And I said, so you really just don't like this TV personality, but you don't really have any facts or evidence to prove that. Well, I guess not. And I just engaged in that conversation. Now, I was not being accusatory of the person I was conversing with. I was just asking questions in a respectful way because I was seeking to understand truly what they were talking about. And they received that respectfully as well. And that's, I think, part of the reason that we were able to have that conversation. But if you're able to engage in conversation and just take your own emotion out of it, like if somebody else wants to be emotion-filled, that's fine. They can do that. Doesn't mean you have to be. You don't have to match those emotions. Now, in your businesses and in your organizations, I know emotions can start to creep up and people can get mad. That's okay as long as you are the one who is in control of your emotions. If you can have those messy conversations in those tension-filled, awkward spaces, you will always be the leader because they will be focused on their emotions. Now, if you can have these conversations and lead them out of that and maybe even show them the error of their ways or even just show them a different path to take, they will see you as a leader whether they like it or not. And that is your benefit in the future. This last example is going to require you to check your ego at the door. We have all been in situations where our leader above us is not cutting it, and we see that, and everybody else around us sees that. So here's what I have done in the past to help those situations. I have presented solutions to known problems and then offered to do the work to affect the solution. And I didn't care who got the credit for it. Can your ego handle that? Some people want the credit for the things that they do. In my situation, I purposed to not get the credit and just do the work. Just see the solution put into place and be effective. And what did that do? It gave my leader the opportunity to fix something using my work, using my solution, and that benefited everybody around us. Now, did everybody know who really did the work and provided the solution? Yes. And what did that do for me? That started to bring me up in the leadership amongst my peers because they saw, hey, Todd did this, he suggested it, he did the work for it, and then he put it into practice, and he didn't care who got the credit. He even gave the credit to other people. That is the sign of a true leader. And if you're willing to do that, then people are usually going to be willing to follow you and do whatever you ask them to do. Now, that situation did result in me eventually becoming the leader of that team. And then the people underneath me had already seen my reputation, they had seen my work, and they knew that I was a leader that they could trust and that they could follow. And I continued to lead in that way. I allowed my people underneath me to offer solutions, do the work for them, and then I would give them all the credit because I'm self-confident enough. I didn't need the credit. I was able to just let them have that space. That endeared them to me and me to them and gave us a great relationship. And that is a way to really lead from the front. If you have found this content helpful and engaging, please join us at PF Leadership Group on Facebook. It is a community where we can have conversations, ask hard questions, propose solutions, and hopefully build each other up. If you're looking for leadership training, you can contact me at todd@peoplefirstcoachingconsulting.com or at PF Leadership Group on Facebook.